coming in.
This which podcast is? This is a podcast. Got my paper out in front of me. How y'all doing? My name's Hero. Welcome to the Identity Booth. As always, I'm your host, Hero. We just out here chilling right now. Today is Martin Luther King Day, which means, what's today's date? Today is the 21st of January, 2019. And let's just get into it. Some major things are happening. Hope you guys are all enjoying this holiday. I didn't know we didn't have to go to work, so I was getting ready for work this morning, but it's a federal holiday. Lordy, thank you. You know, he was murdered just so we could enjoy a day off. It kind of seems... No, it's not fair. I can't even make a joke about that. But a lot of announcements have come out. A lot of things we want to cover, but there's three things particular I want to cover in today's show, which is the first one. We're talking about this annoying ass kid who went up to Washington D.C. from Kentucky. Is a Catholic school and was basically standing off with a Native American. A lot of people say Indian. I don't know if that's racially sensitive, so I just say Native Americans, and I always try and be racially sensitive with that shit because, you know, why? But I plan on I probably won't do a deep dive into that because the details are still coming out, and the primary details that I've come across have kind of explained what happened. So we'll dig in that. Also, Kamala Harris has decided to run for president, and my timeline, my battery's running out. It's 20%. Hopefully it lasts. I'll plug it in when it gets to 10. But a lot of the women on my TL have been saying yes, and I'm fine with that because they're entitled to their opinion. But don't vote your color, vote your values. I'm doing a deep dive in that, but we'll talk about that. And last but not least, what was the last thing I want to talk about? Oh, I got it written down, thank God. And I wanted to talk because this is probably the last video that I'm doing my sponsorship for. Is Poppin' Popcorn by Elijah. And in part of doing that, I got some Is Poppin' Popcorn on deck for you guys. And I'll tell you guys how to get a free bag. And also, if you're interested, you know, my homegirl Joy, she out here making her little product. She got her hair oil going on. Just Joy Hair Oil is amazing. I use it. I love it. And I want to give you a free bottle. And it'll probably come with that free bag if you know how to act. So let's just go ahead and get into it. First and foremost, as the stories come out about these kids who went to Kentucky, who come from Kentucky, they're from a Catholic school, a bunch of teenage kids. And it just makes me wonder because everyone's trying to figure out, like, why were these kids from Kentucky out in Washington, D.C. protesting? And they were protesting to end abortion. What the fuck? See, this is my problem with religion. It indoctrinates people into doing dumb shit. Like, you took a day off on a school field trip to go to a shutdown government to talk about abortion. Not even talk about, you know, like opening up the government or as a Catholic church providing for the people who are suffering. You went up there to talk about more bullshit. And it's just weird to me. Like, that is weird to me on its own. Furthermore, these kids were wearing Make America Great hat. And I don't know how you supposed to look at this, but if the effect of that Make America Great hat is anytime I see a person wearing a red hat from behind, I instantly want to punch them in the back of the head. Because I don't get how that hat has anything to do with making America great when it has only succeeded as being it has only succeeded as being a dividing factor in our country. like, just look at the amount of people. Just put the hat into Google, and you'll see the type of people wearing that hat. That is not something you should ever want to be, part of. But these kids have been indoctrinated, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is how racism continues to propagate, because they think that this is okay. It is not. There's something wrong with the parents who allowed their kids to go and signed a permission slip saying that this was okay. Something wrong with the teachers who allowed it. And now also, I have to take a closer look at the school body. Like, you sent a bunch of kids to the steps of the White House to protest abortion? They can't even, they don't even know how to file their taxes or anything. You're talking about abortion. You don't even know how to pay your rent. But the story mix-up has been between the Native American who was peacefully drumming versus the annoying ass white kid. And although they're, don't get me wrong, I agree with both of them being there and doing whatever they were doing in a non-confrontational way. For there is to be conflict, there needs to be contact. So I'm okay with both of them standing there and standing their ground. Have at it. Do I think that one of them was right and one of them was wrong? Sure. Am I gonna sit here and try and describe that to you? Fuck no. The problem came as you look at the unedited version. There's like a 30-minute unedited video that I watched of the whole thing. And this brings me to a bigger issue. There were 4 black men who were talking about these Israelite people. And I don't like these people. I don't like them at all because they are like over-aggressive salesmen for religion. Anytime I've met somebody who says that they're an Israelite or something like that, they instantly have an opinion about where I'm from and why I should be believing in their version of religion. And as you don't know, I'm not a person who's really big on religion because all I've seen religion do in my life is divide people. And I'm not a person who cares about being divided. I don't like people in general, so I don't need a reason not to like someone, another reason not to like somebody. Like, religion is an excuse not to like somebody in my eyes, which is, I'm here to argue. Put it in the comment section. But that is all I get from religion, and it's kind of weird when these crazy people keep trying to debate me on this. But these Israelite people are so aggressive. And in this video, you see this black grown man preaching from a holy scripture and cursing at little kids. He is calling them incest babies. He is calling them homophobic slurs. Like, this is a grown man using, like, he's saying that these are future kids who are going to grow up and shoot up schools. Are you fucking crazy, my man? Like, why is that okay? Why is this allowed? And why do people support this? Like, the Israelite people that be talking that shit, there's 3 people on my timeline right now who are reading this and watching this and hearing this, and they're talking about I'm an Israelite. You've never left your fucking country. You were born on the south side of whatever ghetto you came out of. You got a little bit of knowledge and a few facts from a bunch of books, and you haven't. Like, Israelite people remind me of white flat earth people. Like, they just don't want to drop it, and they're not okay with you just saying no to their ideology. Like, they want you to know that you're wrong. And for me, I just usually just nod my head and let them go. But when I see them now creating an attack formation, because this is how it went down. The Israelite people were attacking the little Trump kids. The Trump kids decided to go back to their teachers, who, instead of them to say like something holy from the Bible, which is like turn the other cheek or stand in tolerance or, respect your elders, they decided to allow the kids to do a spirit chant, which got out of control, which allowed these 2 factions to now fight. And the Native American party decided to intervene by gathering the attention of the kids to stop them from having a conflict with the Israelite group, because he thought it would be a good idea, but he quickly found out that these kids were already riled up. And there's nothing worse than having a bunch of riled up kids, because they are just going to make a mockery of you at that point. They're going to try and attack you. They're going to try and antagonize you. And that's what they did. And there's no excuse for that. And kudos to the school and the teachers, the school, for punishing and investigating the students and teachers in this situation. But shame on Kentucky's governor for saying stand by them. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, these are annoying brats who were trying to intimidate and mocking this guy openly with the tomahawk chop and dancing playing. Like, this is the equivalent of any situation where there was indecency or lack of respect for cultural standards. And how disrespectful could you be? How much more disrespectful could you be as a white brat standing on the steps of a stolen land with a government that is shut down, antagonizing the last group of people who truthfully own this land? Like, that is a statement on its own, and it's so complex to think about. Like, people are defending the kid, saying that, oh, he did nothing wrong. No, he did a lot of things wrong there. Your whole religion is based on tolerance and acceptance, and there's none, and that is not something you teach. And it's just weird to me. Like, I'll keep watching this story, but it's just painfully clear to me, like, these people aren't, like the kid's gonna grow up and look back on this and hopefully say, I wish I had done things differently, because all I see is like the splitting image of him and just like the 1960 groups of racially insensitive white people yelling at black people doing basic shit. So hopefully, like, that kid can grow from it and the school takes appropriate action. I hope the Native American guy gets over it and realizes that, when you see two factions fighting, it's not your job to intervene. It's your job to, make sure you're secure first, then worry about it second. Grab evidence, grab video footage of it, make sure you can report it to the proper authorities. But, don't get involved in shit that you can't handle. And that's my message to them. And then the Israelite people, don't at me, because you're not from Israel. Like, you're a slave. You were brought here on a boat. You don't know your daddy, so you don't know things about yourself, and you're trying to fill that void, which is fine, but fill it with positivity, not this bullshit. Like, you want to be Israelite? They are slaughtering Palestinians overseas. You've never been there. You don't even know that. Next topic. Clapping 3, 2, 20.